Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here with another series of Settlement Survival. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day. This is our 5th series, 1st episode, and in this playthrough, we are going to be doing the large map. We're going to be on extreme difficulty, turning disasters off, and we have specials on. The seed is going to be linked in the description if you want to play along with me. And I think I found our new spot. It's going to be right here next to these little cattle guys, which is a hunting point. More chance for cubs there, more seeds on this guy. And then we got a couple of fish spots and a decently flat bank of the river here. And a good flat space for building our houses in our first little villagey area. So we're going to get this started right there. And we are going to go ahead and pause the game. Redville is the name of our new town. I don't know why I picked that name. I just kind of came up with it, but that's what it is. So what we're going to do is, what I like to do is, we're going to start with roads. And we're just going to kind of surround the marketplace here. I don't have a particular reason why I'd like to do that. I just like to do that. That's what we're going to do. And we can go any way here with our houses. So one tactic that I like to do with the church and whatnot is like go in a line. And that covers, the coverage is better. Or, you know what we could do is surround the marketplace with houses and kind of like go along the outside and just kind of, I'm trying to do this a little bit differently than I normally would do it, because at this point we've had a bunch of playthroughs and you guys know how I play, so I want to change it up on you a little bit. So I think I'm gonna just change the layouts of some of the stuff and we'll just see kind of how it goes. I'm gonna go a little bit further. I want some space in here, like we usually do the stone road or the dirt roads and then go to cut stone. Maybe I want to like try and put something in here. I'm getting a vision of what it's going to look like. So we'll get there, but it's going to be a moment. So I'm going to do this. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. So that means we'll have 6 in the middle, like Minecraft over here. And we're going to run this up. And so we should have 6. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go, like so. And I'm gonna bring this up and we're just gonna kind of mimic either side a little bit. Now, this definitely isn't like the most optimum or most efficient thing to do, of course, but that's all right. I'm gonna try it anyways and see how it goes and just kind of do my own thing around here, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have a plan except for what I just was mentioning, like what I'm picturing this might look like. Just trying a different approach, seeing what it's going to be like. And now I normally would do an apartment, but I think this amount of houses should be sufficient. So I think that's what we're going to start with. I'm going to get the game going here. We got a lot to do. So what I need to do is pretty much gather up all the things around here. We're going to need food. We're going to need the wood. We're going to need stone and iron. So I'm going to gather all. Now what I don't want to do is get too wild and just make a big, big circle or square, whatever it is, and take up a ton of things. So like this is probably borderline too much to begin with, but we're gonna go for it. I was very tempted to just grab this whole space, but we're gonna start with that and we'll get the villagers to work. We should have 3 builders. That's great. And we have this durable storage yard that's open. Not a ton of space there for storage of stuff and things, but it'll work for now. The church should be able to reach both of these, no matter yet. So we can go all the way up here even, and we should have enough space for the church and the clinic and all these other important buildings to reach our people. So we had 6 spaces in here. I'm gonna do 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th. There we go. We're gonna drag that guy across, and we'll go like this, like so. So now we have this 6 space block, square, whatever they are, and it's in here, this opening. And I think I want to put some decorations in there. We're going to do some stone ground. We're going to make it look real fancy down the road a little bit. But we'll get these houses built up, and then we will go ahead and we'll get into the church, get that started up. As long as these are within range, these buildings, houses, we should be good. And it looks like they are easily within range. So we're going to do that. And then we'll do another clinic here. And this is also in range, so we should be good. And the town hall. Oh, we could even do like the town hall in the middle here. That would be sweet. What do we got? See, we got 2 spaces, and yes, so unfortunately, this is not the even space in here. So we're gonna have to put it to one side a little bit. That's gonna bug me. We'll just do that. It'll work. these aren't centered either. So we'll just do like that. Food, we need to get a hunter's hut going as well. We got to get some of these food. This food coming in, a more stable source. But before we do any of that action, we are going to be needing some wells. So I think we'll put the well. We'll do one well on either side. I know I don't probably need a big well, but that's what we're gonna go with, and then we can adjust the, how many people are working there, and eventually we're gonna need both workers in there anyways. So we're just gonna put in the big well. We'll get prepared, and we'll just kind of go around and we'll just fill in these roads like so. I know I don't really need the roads on all of these little spots, but I really like to have them, so that's what we're gonna do. I just think that it feels more complete if we have those. I'm gonna kind of bring this down this way, and I think this is where we'll put in some industrially stuff. We could even do like a storage yard in here, or maybe like one over in the corner here, but for now we're just gonna do that. And we got to get some more plants gathered up because we don't want to have starvation happening. So we're going to grab this whole big swath of plants, everything we can get over here, and get that gathered up and get that into storage, especially before winter hits, because then we'll be hurting. Oh, we did get new crop seeds, so let's check that out. We got pea seeds, excellent, broccoli, and rice seeds, interesting. Okay, a couple of things there. But we should have 2 tech points now, so you get 1 for starting on extreme, but we got additional right there. So I think the first one we want to get into is going to be where here it is, our research institute. So we're going to grab that, get that guy. It's awesome. I always like to get the research institute because it gets more tech points. When more tech points, you progress quicker, and it's just all the better. Now I'm very, very, very tempted to get into the transfer station right away because it's like one of my favorite buildings now that I know how it works, but it needs a couple prerequisites, so it's going to be a moment before we get there. So I think for now, let's just start with the 1 tech point. Let's get this settlement started and off the ground before we get too wild with technologies. We can have a couple stored up. There's no problem with that. I think that's what we're going to do. We just need to get our people out there and gathering up some of these foods, veggies. The patch that just happened, it was about 5 days ago now or so, something like that. They totally reworked this whole trade deal. This is like the first time I'm really looking at this. I took a little glance at it and looked at like what is this insurance thing and travel light and overloader, which we can look at right now. The insurance is insurance for the caravans. I'm not really sure what the caravans do besides the obvious. Obviously they're going to trade. I know that there are factions now in the game, but I'm not really sure how any of that works. I haven't played it, that's why we're going to do it together. We're going to figure it out. So that'll be after a couple episodes, but we'll do it together. It'll be great. Overloader is remodel a caravan to increase its max carry weight, travel light, remodel a caravan to make it more convenient, reduce the workers needed to trade with factions by 1 to 1. I'm not really sure what that's referring to. Dock pottery we know about. The other stuff we'll look at later. Let's make sure that our town is doing well here. We got thirsty people, so let's make this it's the same. We'll make one of these the priority. Get that action like built as soon as possible because it looks like we got people that are already thirsty. So we'll get that. Do I need iron for that? Yes, I do. Yeah, there's some more iron over here, and that should be enough to get this started. And then we can start getting some water happening. I probably should have made that the priority right away. We don't want to start losing people to thirstiness or disease, or well, probably not disease, or starvation or cold, any of that stuff. So we're gotta get this stuff started and built up. Speaking of those things, we are going to need a forester hut as well to get this started and get our wood process going. So what I want to do is, I think I'm going to put this guy out about right in here because it's close, and the circle is as full as it can be pretty much. So we're gonna do that. So we had somebody die of thirst. I knew that was gonna happen. So we got to get this stuff built up. We should have people that are doing that right now. I'm gonna cut back 1 person on our builder's cabin, try and get this stuff. I wish I shouldn't have put in so many roads. That's what they're too concerned about right now, and they don't even care about getting drinking water. Regurts right there. So hopefully it doesn't cost me the game and have to start over. We got another tech point. That's great. You know what? Let's just do this. I don't need these. All the roads that I can get rid of, let's do that, and then we could start to like do important things. roads are good, but not when I don't have any water or anything like that. So we're gonna cut these off. I don't think clicking like that is even doing anything. Nope, sure wasn't. To highlight them. So we'll do like that, and we'll do like that, and like that. So hopefully now, no, you guys are way over here gathering up. I see. I need to do all the things. It's so hard to prioritize and know what to do first. And now we should be chopping trees down. We got plenty of food stored up, so we should be okay with that. Now we're chopping trees. Now we can get this stuff built, and hopefully we don't lose any more people to the water issues. You know, it's what does this regular well take? Just okay, it's just iron as an additional cost for the double well, but that's okay. We'll get that harvested up here in just a moment, right down here. And these guys should get to building this pretty darn quickly. Here you can see as soon as that landed, we had somebody run over there, grab it, and put it onto the big well. And now we just need our iron ore, which they should be gathering. Okay, great. And just take a moment for this stuff to get really cooking. So normally I would put it in an apartment because you have, you know, I used to build 6 houses, but I built 8 this time. If you do the 6 houses in an apartment, then you have extra wiggle room for people as they grow up. But I put the 2 houses in instead. Not as good because the apartment is so much bigger, but just like I said, I want to take a different approach. Just do a little bit different start than I normally would, just to change it up some. Keep it a little bit more interesting for you guys. We got this thing getting hammered. See, why are they building the church when I had this prioritized as the first? I know that I put that in first, but whatever. Okay, so that's good to go. We got 10 laborers. Let's go put our worker back over here, and then once this stuff starts to get built, of course, then we're going to start using up laborers. We've got 2 people in the big well. Wonderful. And, you know, maybe in the meantime, like, we just pause this guy. Let's get some other stuff built up. And now that we don't have food yet. Well, did I not? I swear that I grabbed the hunter's hut. Let's get this guy going for sure, like ASAP here. And we'll put this guy right on the backside of our town hall there, and I'm gonna do a little road and then a little road, and not just go crazy with the road like I did before. And I'm gonna make this the priority because then we can get a stable source of food coming in, and then we'll be good to go with that stuff. And then we'll grab some of these, and then so it's winter time, so we probably don't have a ton of plants sticking around. There are a few around in the ground, but we want to get like I said, I want to get that meat going. We have no food stored up, so we might be running into another issue. I'm gonna back off some of this stuff. Yeah, let's do this. Let's try and gather some more plants before we do any of that stuff. We just got to get food, and this is the only way that we're be able to do that right now, is just by gathering what's around. So that's what we're gonna work on. It's just got to be very careful at the beginning. I don't overdo stuff. I really tend to overdo things. I build, 3 too many of the buildings when I get them, and all that type of stuff. So when we have, an issue like this, now we got citizens freezing already. It is pretty cold. 2 below is cold. That's about what it is right now outside at my house. People are gonna freeze, and we don't have any heating stuff yet, so we're gonna need the chopping house. I do like to get the sawmill going oftentimes, but I think we're gonna just hold off on that for now. And we'll put this guy, we'll put it right on the corner here. Share the road that will be there eventually. And this is, we can make, planks with this. We can make the heating stuff. We'll do that. This will get built first. Definitely need that going. And it looks like we have lost a couple people dying of thirst. So I was a little slow on our big well here. So even though we had 2 people there and it looked like it was on time, it wasn't. So we don't have enough of that yet. And it looks like in the previous year we didn't have enough water coming in, so let's turn this on. This will get built, and we're almost there. So we got our churches up, our clinic will be up shortly, and then we will be good to go with our hunter's hut, and then we can slowly get this going. This first year is kind of rough, a cold winter time, but that's we got to deal with here. So new crop seeds. We got flax. Nice, that's great. We could definitely start getting into some farming stuff too. That would be wonderful. And if we go into our carrot here, grow crops. Ooh, it looks like we got all sorts of good stuff over here. So that means we're definitely gonna head this way. We're gonna have to kind of snake around. It looks like this is gonna be impassable. If we that. It looks like there was a veggie in there or something that isn't going to be able to get picked up. Oh, we could do a tunnel. Like I'm saying, if we just click this, I don't think we're going to be able to get through here. Yeah. So we'll have to dig a tunnel. We could dig a tunnel right through this space, and we could go do that for our farms. I think we're going to end up doing that. I'm going to put it in. I don't... Oh, look at that. We're going to need more than one. Let's see. That's 5. 2 grids on land. So we should be able to go like this. And then... I think I lined that up properly. Let's see. No, I didn't. I always do these wrong. These bridges are so goofy how they... Or tunnels and bridges are like this. Are goofy how they work. I want the tunnel, so you got to do like the corner of the tunnel. Let's see if I can do it right this time. That looks better. Looks like it's in the center. We'll do that, and then we'll do that again over here. Oh, maybe we don't need it now. Perfect. Look at that. All right. So now we will do this road out in this direction, and then we'll do this guy connecting right there. Okay, and then that takes a lot of resources. So we're gonna pause this. We said we don't really need that yet, and then most of that road, so they don't go out there and build it. Okay, so we got this up, and then town hall is getting worked on. I don't really care about the town hall at this point. I want to get the chopping house built first, so let's do that. And then we got to do our gather rocks, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna do like this little patch right here, and then let's cut down some of these trees and just kind of go like that. Pick up some of these foods around here, and we'll just get that started like that. This should be getting built, so we don't have the resources for that. That's fine. We know that. I'm okay with harvesting the trees like this for now. It's not the most efficient way to do it, but it works, and it's an easier way to do it at the beginning, especially. We could get our research institute going as well, but I'm not too worried about that yet. Like I said, I just want to get these basic things happening. Ooh, turkey and geese were found by the hunter. That's really good. If we could have a corral, a pasture, that would be wonderful. Get that started as well, and then we can get those guys bringing us food. But it's again, it's like I want all the things, and it's gonna be hard to do all the things right away here. Yeah. Ugh. I'm gonna plop this in. We'll do a 7x7. If I don't do the pastures soon enough, we will lose those animals. So I want to get those started. We don't have this tunnel built yet, so I'm wondering if they're gonna just go around like this to get to these. Yep, there they go. Get to the pastures over there. Then that's fine too. This guy's priority, okay. And we're getting all that harvested. I don't have any obnoxious roads that I'm wasting time with, it looks like, so that's good. They are clearing these guys, and this only takes 50 timber. That's not that big a deal. Well, any other kind of food source that we can get going, that's wonderful. We need to have that for sure. We can do that. All right, we got our chopping house good to go. Domestic fuel is on the way once we get some more timber cut, and we can just continue to do that, felling trees. It's almost wintertime, so we are trying to get some more food gathered up, and then we can, have something to eat while it's wintertime. That's kind of important. So we're gonna do that. I'm trying to flex our people around so we have more people to gather up, the trees and the rocks and the food, everything that we need right now. And that's what we're doing. We've got the 2 people that are doing that. We still don't think this big well isn't enough. Still don't have enough water coming in. Apparently this is still red. So we're gonna just trying to be mindful of that. Looks like we have these cleared out. So they just are looking for their timber, and we could definitely make those a priority. Well, what I really want is this thing to have its timber. So I don't know what to do there. I need all the things right now. We're still doing good with smiley faces. Health is still okay. We're definitely gonna have to get into some farming here pretty dang quickly. And one of the best techs in the game, in my opinion, is this farming efficiency, because the speed of sowing and harvesting is doubled. It's just incredibly good, and we have the 4 tech points to do it. I think that's what we're gonna do right here. So let's go 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm tempted to go for plantation, but it's kind of, well, I don't have the prerequisites, so we can't really. Reeds are also super important, but a lot of things are wanting the calcining kiln. It's a prerequisite for a lot of stuff. Sand mining is an option we could definitely get into, but what I think I want to do is grab some warehouses. So that's what we're going to do. and get that started as well. The warehouses are important for the transfer station because things are brought to the transfer station, and then from the transfer station they're looking for warehouses to put stuff. It specifically says warehouses, so I don't think that the storage yard counts. I could be wrong for that, but I'm playing a lot of Magic the Gathering, and words are very, very particular and very important, and they kind of are in language in general. So if this thing is calling for warehouses, that means it needs warehouses, not a storage yard. So maybe it does work or not, I'm not sure. But we're gonna try and get warehouses, and that's what we're gonna use. So we got some farms and such from the farming efficiency tech that we just acquired. You might be thinking, well, that's kind of dumb. Why would you get that without farms? And that's a valid point. And I don't have an answer for it. But I just want to be prepared, basically. There's nothing else really that I would do for techs to begin with here. I just want to get that agriculture started. The sawmill could be an important thing to get started on as well. But I think the chopping house will do us just fine for now. And we'll get that stuff in a little bit here. So we're going to continue to break down some of these trees, get some trees going, gathering up our plants. And this is going to be the theme of the name of the game for the next couple of episodes. It's going to be, build stuff, chop stuff down, build stuff, chop stuff down, until we can get this stuff built and operating and, functional and doing well. That's just going to be how it's going to be. And I think I did make this a priority. Okay, great. Because I don't want to lose our critters here. Turkey are going to be good for food and poop, and geese are food and poop, and I think they provide feathers. I'm not positive on that, but that's what I'm thinking. You would think that the turkey would also provide feathers, but it does not. So I just kind of just something to keep in mind there. I learned that the hard way, probably. That's why I remember it. But we do have some feathers here. Yeah, right there. It says ducks and geese. So not turkeys. So yeah, there's feathers. Chopping house is doing great now. So we got through the winter time. That's wonderful. We're at 13 total people. Well, we lost a few, but that's kind of expected, I think. Froze to death. We didn't have any, or not enough domestic fuels, so that's not a huge surprise. Got one birth. Yeah, so we did okay. We did okay second winter, I guess. Now, but the third winter is going to be even better because we'll have our chopping house good to go. I'm going to leave that cap at 200. We don't have a ton of excess stuff. And it looks like our first pasture is getting hammered on right now. That's wonderful. And we're getting some stuff gathered up. We only have one builder because I've been moving their people around. That's just kind of what we have to have. We have 2 hunters' huts, and that's going to be how it is. We are really low on stone. So once this corral is up, oh, you know what? We're going to be in a little pickle here. We're going to be totally out of people. So while I do want this pasture to be operating because I want to keep the critters, I don't think I can. We need to have the hunter's huts operating. Well, so we're doing okay on food. Let's check our food stats over here. We're doing okay. So I'm going to flex you out of there. And we got another person building on the well. That's good. Let's get this thing built up. Get this town hall going. This is going to allow us to gather up the immigrants that are on the way here on our timeline. So I saw that. So we're going to grab that. We got to get this thing built next so we can get these immigrants. And that's going to be such a help. It's going to be so nice to be able to take immigrants in again. Unlike on our Easter Island playthrough where we just struggled so long just waiting for people and trying to get our bursts up and had no happiness. This is going to be so much more nicer and more enjoyable to play, I think. I'm really excited to get into this playthrough. So thanks for coming along. I'm excited about it. It'll be fun. What I want to do in this one is I want to see how high we can get with the population. I think if we could get like 2,000 adults, that'd be really swell. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but I like to get as big as we can get. And we had all sorts of fun buildings that we saw in the last Easter Island playthrough that we looked at. Last episode, I think it was. But there aren't here yet, so I'm not sure what the deal is with those. We probably have to unlock those somehow. But there's also a couple of the blueprint guys missing. We don't have the Great Castle or the temple, so I think that's kind of bizarre. But might have to earn those. There was also a building that had it was basically a graveyard, and it was infinite. And I really like that. Speaking of which, though, I do have one mod installed. I have never done any mods in this game. This is the first one, and it's a cemetery mod that allows the cemetery to, you know, be on its own and be okay. If you play this game, you know that especially end game, cemeteries get infuriating. You're deleting and rebuilding cemeteries over and over and over again, and it gets old really, really quickly. But this mod allegedly takes that out. You build the one, and you should be okay. So I definitely want to get a cemetery started since we're talking about it, because we need a spot to put our peeps. But where that is going to be for now, I'm not really sure. I think I'll just kind of stick it over here. It's too small. Yeah. Well, and I don't like this for a permanent space here, but that's where it's going to be for now. And we can grab these rocks. Another thing that we can do now is our warehouses. We got those guys ready to roll, and that would fit perfectly in our 6x6 area, but I don't think I'm going to use it for that yet. In the space, I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do yet with it, but I'm just going to kind of leave it open and see what comes to me as far as design go. I'm going to try and not jam cram and whatever our whole thing this playthrough. I probably will a little bit, but I'm going to try and make it a little bit better and nicer this time around, and not just play a little bit differently. Let's make it better. Put a couple warehouses in there. I'm gonna pause them though, because this storage yard is only 31% full. It's doing fine for us now, but I'm gonna get ready with our storage yards, and this is gonna be more of our industrial area over on this side, so these will be helpful. And then we'll absolutely get a transfer station in here at some point and be able to move all that stuff around more efficiently, and that'll be great once we can do that. So we have 0 laborers again. I just wanted to check here. So I knew about Yvette dying. And let's see. Oh, well, that's where they went. They went to the big well. We're gonna turn that off, and this should be getting built. We have the materials. That's wonderful, and we also have these getting gathered up. So this thing is going to be built, and then our immigrants will be good to go. And then we could get into our tunnel as well. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's a lot of stuff. We'll probably do the forester's hut next. That's gonna be a pretty important piece. A more stable flow of timber coming in. And this thing takes 100 timber, that's a lot, and 100 stone, also a lot. But we'll get that going to help our citizens' happiness stay up a little bit. If people die, they have no place to be buried, it hurts the happiness. So we don't want to have that happening at all if we can avoid it. So that's what we got to get that going. Harvest a couple more trees up. We got some coming back already, that's wonderful. We're gonna grab that. We'll get that started. And this guy is nearly complete, that's wonderful. 72. And yeah, we'll just work on the forester's hut next once these guys are good to go. And well, yeah, I think that makes sense. We'll do forester's hut, and then once we get the timber coming in, we can start to feed the cemetery. That'll get built up, and then this guy, the chopping house, will have more stable income of wood, and we're gonna need it because we are out of domestic fuels. So let's pause this guy. I'm gonna try and be a little bit more prepared for the winter time. So let's pause. And all of the timber that's getting cut is going to be able to go to the chopping house, and it looks like we need to have a repair shop. So I tend to neglect the repair shop at the very beginning because I have a hard time with feeling that it's necessary, but it's deteriorating our buildings already, so we're going to have a repair shop, and unfortunately that's going to take up some of our timber. So yeah, that's got to be a thing. And our one laborer is going to have to go to the repair shop for a little bit, since we're going to need at least the one builder that we have, because I can't repair the house until it's destroyed, which wouldn't be that big a deal because we have another one ready to go, but it's just going to be all the better to have the repair shop going. So make that the priority. 40 timber is going to go over there, and this should be making some domestic fuel, which will be great, and that'll be a good start. All right, we got our town hall built, and we have an event, so let's check that out. Event Paste Up Foo. Not sure what that's about. The new year arrived, and citizens were going to paste up the Chinese character Foo on the door to show their wishes in next year. Oh, okay. How are they supposed to paste it up? You paste it upside down, because the character, I don't know what the character looks like, but I read about this. I don't remember where I read about it. But they paste it upside down so that the good fortune flows into the house. So paste it upside down. The character Foo is pasted upside down. That is, happiness is flowing down into you in the new year. Confirm. Rice cakes 99. Boom. Hooray. Knowing a little bit about the Lunar New Year. A little bit, a teeny little bit. That's all I know. Is that they placed the Fu character upside down. I probably should do some research because that sounds like something that I would be into. I love my mythos and mythologies and all sorts of cultural things from all over the world, so it can't hurt to know about that. So getting to the New Year, maybe I'll do a little bit of studying on that, learn about it. Still waiting for our repair shop, and you can see our buildings are absolutely crumbling around. Not good at all. We got our one builder working hard to get the repair shop up, and that one builder is going to become our repair person. That's going to be a thing, and we should be okay with some domestic fuels this year or this winter, I hope. Anyways, now it looks like we're short lumber, so we're gonna have to do some more felling of trees, and there we go. And get that hopefully good to go. And I think once we get those trees cut and that built, that's gonna be it for this episode, the first one. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Settlement Survival. Have a fantastic and amazing rest of your evening, day, or night.